Guys, why are you running away?
Hello, and welcome to the reflections of a former practicing Sangoma. And in today's excerpt, I wanted us to talk about the isolated events that are taking place in the country that, if you look at them individually, they seem to be individualistic things happening. However, if you step back and you take a topographical view of the country, you start to realize that these things aren't unrelated. In fact, these things are all related. And primarily, my focus today is going to be around the foreign nationals in the country that are causing and creating havoc, right? And there's a lot of dialogue about what's going on, that the borders are porous, that people are able to just enter the borders. I mean, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of dialogue about what's actually happening in the country. But here's my take on it, right? I am of the opinion that a particular nation, so particularly the green, white, and green nationals, I believe that these people are being ministered to and, in fact, being raised by demons. And I believe that where they come from, there's some kind of demonic oppression that is taking place that is causing them to act erratically, right? Because wherever you experience the green, white, and green nationals, there is chaos. They have this general flouting of the general norms of society, not just in South Africa, but in fact all over the world, right? Wherever they are, there's chaos. There's this disruption of the normal course of events where you are like, but what is actually happening with you in your head that you would behave like this? I really, really, really believe, like, I've never been to the green, white, and green place, right? But I know of Sangomas who have been there. And as a Sangoma, if you want to have a lot of initiates, so if you want to twala so that you can have a lot of initiates, where do you go? To the green, white, and green land. That's where you go. With the pastors as well. If they want to twala and to bring in the people and to take the spirit of the snake and the spirit of the mermaid, where do they go? The green, white, and green place. Everybody who is doing some kind of sinister, crazy thing in society somehow is related to these people. Okay, and I'm going to give you practical examples. I'm not going to tell you about things that you don't know or things that you don't see. If you go to the Joburg CBD right now, the Joburg CBD is chaotic. It smells, there's chaos, there's general disorder, right? And you can't quite put your finger on it. But the only thing that you know is that there's a lot of green, white, and green people there. That's the thing. That's the thing that you can identify with regard to what's causing chaos there, right? If you look at outside of South Africa, there is a UK university currently trying to deport green and white and green students. Why is it? It's because they've gone to this UK university, they've received their education, but they don't want to pay the university. When the university is asking them for the money, you know what they say? They say, no, speak to our government. Then the government, the green, white, and green president, responds and says, but I'm not involved. These particular people went to this UK university, signed a contract with the UK university, agreeing to pay them a certain amount of money for their education. But now all of a sudden they just don't want to pay, but they want to receive their education and they want to create chaos at the university because the university is like, no, you need to comply with the rules. They don't want to comply with the rules, right? This is not just then in London. The police called a press briefing. I kid you not. The police called a press briefing, and in the briefing, there was this policeman who I think is able to speak the language. I don't know which language it is. I don't know if it's Igbo or what the language is. This policeman is translating to the green, white, and green people that the wives are to stop calling the police on their husbands all willy-nilly. So if the husband refuses to go and buy milk, the wife calls the police. If the husband refuses to wash the dishes or wash the car or do the garden, the wife thinks, oh no, this is a matter to call the police, right? There's a general flouting of the general norms of society, no matter where they are. You watch Skim GP. You know that podcast with Skim GP? You watch his podcast. You listen to all of the women that have been arrested and detained for drug trafficking. You listen to all of them. They all have the same testimony. They all say the same thing. And you know what they say? They all say, no, I was involved with a man from green and white and Greenland. All of them. All of them say the same thing. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Then there's that girl, Wandy, the one that operates the OnlyFans page. I don't know. I mean, 1 minute I heard she's married, she went, she came back. I don't know. But I know that she's in a relationship with a green, white, and green man. Now, as a man, how do you agree for your significant other to operate an OnlyFans page? Why would you do that? The only time a person would agree to such a thing is if a person is operating with a Jezebel spirit. Now you understand what I'm saying. I'm telling you, they are being ministered to by spirits that are demonic, because everywhere they go, they create chaos. Everywhere they are, there's a general disregard to the rules. I watched a BBC interview 2 weeks ago with a guy who is assisting people to enter Libya illegally. And where is he from? The green and white and Greenland. And when they asked him, do you realize that what you're doing is wrong? His response was, no, what I'm doing is not wrong, because the parents of these people are aware of what I'm doing. General disregard for the rules of Libya. Never mind what Libya says. He doesn't think it's wrong. These people are being ministered to by demons. I'm telling you, there is something intrinsically wrong with the way they are. Speak to anybody who's addicted to nyaope, and if they tell you the story about how they got introduced to this thing, somewhere along the line, there's a green, white, and green person involved, usually at the very beginning. Then you've got this show with, is it Sihle? I think it's Sihle, where she's assisting the South African women who got married to these people to locate them, because they're gone, they're missing in action. They were paid whatever money they were paid. They have children with these South African women, and now they're MIA, and these women want to get a divorce. Wherever they are, there is distraction. The BBC, I think 10 to 12 years ago, did a documentary series in the green and white and Greenland regarding this story with the codeine and the fizzy drinks. So where they mix codeine with the fizzy drinks, we are now seeing it in South Africa with our children. But this thing was already a problem where? In the green and white and Greenland. And when they came here, it became a problem here. Do you see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? They are being ministered to by demonic spirits. There is absolutely no way a person can leave an impoverished country, come to a country that is functioning, and then still carry on acting crazy unless something else is going on. Something bigger, something sinister is happening over here. Remember the whole incident with the road in the Joburg CBD falling in? And the authorities were like, no, it's a gas leak, it's a gas leak. A gas leak from where? It's no gas leak. Let me tell you what my theory on the thing is. You know how the green and white and green people are in great occupation of the Joburg CBD? I believe that they are busy digging tunnels underneath the ground. These people, you lease out one bedroom flat to them, and then the flat ends up being occupied by 27 people. If the flat is on the ground floor, they will dig a hole. They dig a hole so that everybody else can be accommodated in the flat in one way or another. I am telling you. There's no gas leak. There was never a gas leak. I just don't think that there is any normal functioning society in the world where the green and white and green people are. Then you have these other ones, the operators of the shops, the abo, my friend. Those guys, what they're currently doing is enough to drive a person to witchcraft. It's like a person can cast a spell, you know? It makes me so angry. I don't even understand and I don't even know where to begin because I mean, I'm just shocked out of my mind. They're manufacturing out of food. They're manufacturing their own food. The obtaining of an organophosphate, which is an agricultural pesticide, which is not readily available according to the farmers. What is going on? What is actually happening? They're manufacturing their own biscuits. They are manufacturing bottled water, manufacturing it's just so much. It's just so much that there's no way you can ever think that these incidents are all isolated. Children are dying as a result of the consumption of all of these things. And then you take, like I said, a topographical view of what's going on. I do not believe that any of these incidents and many others are coincidental. The same way I don't believe that there are sangomas coming out of practicing witchcraft telling you, this is witchcraft, don't do it. The same way I don't believe it's coincidental that you have pastors who used to have a snake while they were preaching to the congregants coming out and telling you that, listen, you kind of need to stop doing this because this is evil. I don't believe that there is a coincidence to the occurrences of the events. We've got people like Enigma coming out telling us all kinds of things. Even the fade hairstyle is a problem. And if you think about the fade hairstyle, according to Enigma, the fade hairstyle only got introduced into South Africa when the green and white and green people came into the land. Otherwise, we were not cutting our hair like that. We didn't even know we could cut our hair like that. Do you understand? This thing for me is an indication of not just the general decay in the morality of society, but the infiltration of evil in society, the normalization of witchcraft, the normalization of doing things that go contrary to the public norms. It's not normal for a black girl to have an OnlyFans page. Girls are walking around half naked and they're all trying to secure the bag. All of these things are related. There is a systematic introduction of normalizing evil in our society. There is a systematic introduction of drug abuse, it being normal, that when you see a Nyaupe child, it doesn't even click to us anymore that it shouldn't be like this. When we see a child sleeping on the side of the road high on this thing, and we think it's okay. Where we see a girl walking around half naked, and it's okay because she's trying to secure the bag. All of these things are subtly introducing or have introduced demonic oppression into our society. That is what I'm trying to communicate to you. It is not unrelated. All of it is related. I mean, even Celeste, what is it? Is it Celeste or Celestial? That lady, the prophet, the psychic, I don't know. She says God speaks to her. I'm not sure. She's come out with a warning to South Africa. And the funny thing about it is that I actually watched it this morning, and everything that she was talking about is everything that I had prepared. So it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Honestly, I mean, I know I'm probably going to get attacked and I'm going to be called all kinds of names and all of these things. But really, guys, these people, they are being ministered to by demons. They are being ministered to by demons. That is why they are able to do all kinds of crazy things. All kinds of crazy things in society are okay. I know of one from the green and white and green line. This guy is obsessed with having a bath. He is obsessed with he baths 5 times. And I was like, but why are you taking a bath so many times in one day? Then one day I'm like, nah, it's the demon that he's walking with. It smells. It smells. And I know this because I've dealt with these things before. They don't smell like a normal person. They have a different smell. Especially if it's a new demon. If it's a new demon. You know how people batweleo, some of them, they are told not to have a bath. And you can only have a bath like on a particular day of the week. It's the same type of thing. And I realize it's the demon that this guy is walking with. That's why he has to have a bath all the time, because he can smell it and it smells. And he thinks that everyone else can smell it. So he has to have a bath. I really don't have recommendations at this point in time. I'm not sure what we need to do. I mean, apart from praying and fasting. I also just believe that we need to get rid of them. I mean, I know, but the people need to be taken back to where they come from. Really, I know there's a country, I think it's Turkey, I'm not sure, where they are offering the green and white and green nationals money to go back home. This is how dire and desperate they are to get rid of these people in their country. They are actually offering to pay them to leave. And honestly, I think that they need to go. They need to go. We can't even put them in a concentration camp. Like, no. They need to be gone, away, far. And the ones that have children with these people, I mean, African society says what? Says their wife must take the land or the home of their husband. So they stay away from these people. That's what I'm trying to communicate to everybody. Things are not what they seem to be. Things are not what they appear to be. They are not who they say they are. They are not who they pretend to be. They are not. There's a saying in English. What does it say? Still waters run deep. It's true. Especially with the Abo my friend people, because the Bangladeshis and the Ethiopians and whatever the case may be, the Pakistanis, they say they are peaceful, they're not violent. It's true. They're not violent. But what sinister, crazy behavior is this poisoning of food? There is a video where there is actually attached it on here, where the guy is getting rid of meat. And I'm like, why are you getting rid of the meat? So when the ratings started, when the Department of Health started to do the ratings, this guy got rid of a whole truckload of meat. Why? And things they did, now they're throwing the things away. Why? If you don't think, or if you don't know that this stuff is not regulated and is not manufactured correctly, why would you get rid of your stock? They are not violent, but they are worse than a violent criminal, because a violent criminal, you know what to expect from them. They are targeting the innocent in our society. Do you understand? The kids are not even doing the wrong thing. They're buying snacks, for crying out loud. We cannot continue to support their businesses. We can't. I'm not advocating for violence in any shape, way, or form. You cannot continue to support their businesses. We cannot continue to remain silent, even as spiritual people who say that we are spiritual advocates. We can't keep quiet when we are seeing a degeneration and a spiritual attack on our children. This cannot be something that is condoned or something that is only left to the politicians to speak about. Like I'm saying, this is enough to make a person want to cast a spell, you know? But we can't continue to support the businesses. We cannot continue to even be friendly with them. I think they need to be as uncomfortable as worse. They need to be so uncomfortable that home looks to be a better prospect. That's my point. We cannot continue to be friendly with them. We cannot continue to be decent with them. Home needs to look like a better prospect than South Africa. That is my 2 cents worth on this whole situation. I'm getting riled up. I'm going to attach the videos that I'm speaking about. But guys, there's a systematic demonic introduction of evil into our society. We cannot just sit back and watch. This one requires us to act, not just to pray. We cannot support these Bangladeshi people and their shops. We can't. We can't allow the government to enroll a child that doesn't have proper documentation in a school, because then our kids are in schools with their kids. If your parent doesn't have the proper documentation, the child cannot be enrolled in the school. Then the children must be kept in a concentration camp. Then we will see the people will go. Nobody will bring their child here if their child is going to be kept in a concentration camp. I'm going to say goodbye because I'm getting riled up. But thank you for tuning in. See you on the next video. Thanks. Bye. Please like, please subscribe.
Sanibonani mphakathi. Hayi. Nayi indawo la ephumla mcashi. Babhizi bathatha amazimba expireile. Bayawa renew, bayawenza yonke into. Look at this.
Look at this.
This is what the foreigners are doing to our kids. So into enzakalayo it's worse. Bathatha na in factory yakhona. Basebenzisa nayo nestove sakhona. Nawo amazimba. I expireile as far back as 2019. Babhizi bayawa clean. Bathi bona bayasithengisa. Look at this guys. La masaka lawa agcwele amazimba expireile kudala. Now